I mean, I really like what we're seeing here so far. Good adaptations, good ideas, and now looks like they're going to start out with a little bit of pressure towards A. You still do have the other two players on the other side of the map there for Sentinels, so just spreading the map now, a little bit checking in a bit, and I think they're just trying to identify and isolate, what information they can off of the utility of their opponents, see if they can make a move off of that. Mystic, he has been all over the place on this side of map. We're going to take a scrape of damage off that Jiggle Peak, and now thinking about the Paranoia just in case, but doesn't get any more contact, so able to hold on to it for now.
Yeah, the slow orb comes out as well, so Team Liquid making sure they don't double down too much. No overreaction in terms of utility of the next slow orb as well. Paranoia is still at the ready in case they try to jump across. Now that's the wall and the slow orbs down. 45 seconds still on the clock. Sentinels, now they just really have to worry about that potential paranoia that could deny the entire entry, so they will go for a split push in from heaven. Second already through, ready to pounce onto the site. Enzo, he needs to get this kill. Can he get it? He finds one. Not able to lock onto Tens as he drops down. Tens just getting sight, keeping Team Liquid at bay, and the creep out. Yampi finds him on a swivel, and that's going to be a 3 versus 2 on the retake.
None of those Seekers went towards Zelsis.
Zelsis almost finds that kill. Not able to clean it up just yet. John QT has been spotted, so Team Liquid well aware that this is going to be a left-right wide angle. John QT wants the early kill on Heaven. Zelsis, is he ready for the pop flash? He can't swing in time, but he does hide out. Now Zelsis against 3 members, but he is relatively low. They are going to make sure they chase through, and he'll spray down 1, but has been fully blinded as Nats will get 1 point closer to his Viper's pit.
Oh man, I like the initial ideas here from the Sentinels. They work the map really nicely. They spread things out. Eventually they find some space into mid. Once the Sage Wall goes down, that's when they start making their moves, setting up the crunch. Initially, it's executed really, really nicely. They're gonna come through, catch a lot of people off guard on the side of Team Liquid, and then they've got a decent setup, but then Saucy goes exploring, and Yampi catches him just a millisecond before, Saucy's able to react to it. And that kind of starts turning things around, because then you've still got those flashes left for Yampi that are really able to set them up nicely for those pushes at the end of the round.
Yeah, it's always a tough choice to pick between, pushing out just for a bit more territory, a bit more information to delay the retake. And this smoke, he thinks he should be safe, but he just crossed paths at the wrong time, and Yampi reacts half a second faster. And this will call for a timeout from Coach Kaplan. As Sentinels, they were able to win their bye round against the bonus and chain it into 2, but no more rounds after that. Team Liquid instantly taking the momentum back into their own hands to get a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, this is really solid stuff here from Team Liquid. It looked like for 2 rounds there that Sentinels were getting such a good read on how to work the map, like Team Liquid, like every time, and now they're still kind of doing that, but the reactions are just a little bit faster and a little bit better here for Team Liquid. So it seems like they have kind of read the game plan here, is that, if there is a weak side, that as soon as there's pressure on it, that's when you can rotate. It helps as well that the clock had dwindled down so much in that last round that you kind of had to assume that there wasn't going to be much opportunity for Sentinels to pivot. Of course they could try to cut through mid, go through ropes or something, but at the end of the day, it makes it a little bit easier for Team Liquid to react. So now, I think Sentinels here, maybe just gonna try to find a little bit of a different opportunity, maybe a double pump.
For this. They're ready for the showstopper. They were all well aware of that potential peek out. Now he'll find 1 target, but Zelsis right by him. Keiko, does he have the awareness? He's just going to back out, and this might be an opportunity for Zelsis. However, Sentinels, they look like they're committed for the push into A site. So Zelsis still hiding away in mid, just trying to gain a bit more information. Mystic does get the pick off, though, and he's holding ramp strong. The spike has been stranded, and at this point, Tens, he has to battle through the enemy lines from behind, and he'll get spotted. He still gets to swing around, trying to keep his eye on all the potential angles. He knows there's one in heaven. They are aware that Mystic has pushed through on ramp. Celsius has to win this fight. Meanwhile, Tens trying to wrap around, but Mystic once again coming online on the Omen. And Tens will find 1, but it's still a 1v2. Pop flash at the ready. Oh, they're gonna wait for the shadow step. The nice fake out on that guy.
Pengusaha seperti Anda sedang bersiap untuk jalankan bisnis.
Halo semuanya, senang banget hari ini di depan gua ada seorang.
Yang di sini kita nggak bisa jalan nih.
Sentinels, if they can get into the site, maybe even with the help of the Seekers, they can try to secure one round again on the board with Celtics' Viper's Pit. Now a heavy focus onto ramps, but Spike still left a bit further behind. Sentinels trying to identify the weakness, and Enzo says, well, you're not going to find it this time around.
I've got your
The trade, yeah, the trade for John QT though.
Oh, Tens trying to chase through. He knows they were tagged, and the Seekers just trying to be the shield there, but it's going to still be a 1-for-1 trade. Tens, he hears the shadow step, but it's Mystic. Tens has the guess, and it's going to be in the smoke. The Omen Mind Games now, the Viper's Pit to cut off. B Alley trying to buy time for Saucy. Now, Saucy's very low. If Keiko is able to peek out at the right time, he could still ruin the plans of Sentinels. Toxic Screen being used as well for safety. Guiding Light just to check, as Elsus has had to protect the Viper's Pit. Team Liquid choosing to group up, but they don't have an idea of exactly where Tens has gone.
Oh, they're going to need some good utility here. Good paint shells, Paranoia to clear the backside of this if they're going to maybe have a really good chance with Tens on this lurk.
Finds one. Oh, if he was able to stay alive, so much time would have been bought. But now that he goes down, Team Liquid confident they can go into the site. And Saucy going for another curveball. He's going for the wraparound as we see the double pit come up. Celsius has been pushed out. The snake bite going to be used to buy time. Saucy, he's got the ping down. And Team Liquid, they have no idea. They aren't even suspecting that there's going to be yet another member up in heaven. Celsius just trying to draw even more gunfire. The defuse comes through, and there's the fire from the Bulldog from above. Celsius gets the cleanup. And it's going to be the 3rd round win for Sentinels.
Now Nats thinking he could maybe win out. And so good throughout his career in situations like that, but just enough of the Viper's Pit for Zelsis inside of the alley there that he doesn't have to overcommit to that angle for very long with the decay really affecting him at all. So he's able to just sit in the back and kind of buy time for Saucy to wait for that spike tap, and then he can spray down. Then eventually you have to try to hurts that they lose Keiko as well, because there was a lot of utility left for Keiko to use to try to clear that Viper's Pit. There's still paint shells, still a couple blast packs, so definitely Tens finding a ton of value on that lurk, not just with the kill, but also with the Agent Eliminated.
Yapi trying to shut down this potential push with the showstopper online from Zeka, and Sentinels, they're not stopping at all. It's been a 5-step from the get-go. They're relying on that ultimate, and will find the target onto Keiko. Curious to see if he can fish as well, as we're going to see the crowd around from heaven, but Sentinels, they are on top of each other, making sure they have each other's backs. The trades come through as Tens finds the last kill. Now only Enzo left alive. Resurrect online, but all the corpses way out in the open.
Spike planted.
He's gonna have to do it on his own. Throws the slow orb. He will hear the drop. Trapwire online as well. Oh, the bait with the Resurrect. He's hoping that it's going to be a swing around, but at the very least, now it's a 2v2. The Paranoia is still alive as well. The right target to Resurrect, and from the shadows, from Tens all the way out. He's hoping that they're in the smoke by that time. And it's going to be Team Liquid one step ahead.
Ah, man, this is a really good entry here for Sentinels. You know, obviously with the showstopper makes things a little bit easier, but they're really all kind of doing the right things in terms of they know what their responsibilities are on this execute. You know, John QT ready for Nats push out as quick as they can. There's the utility to help set up the showstopper. Keiko immediately throwing a phenomenal paint shell to take out Yapi. So like this execute, Sentinels I think really read the positions of Team Liquid well. Problem becomes is that there's still that res left, and they choose the target that still has the utility that can turn that round on its head, and Sentinels don't feel confident to try to punish the initial res. You know, you're always worried that that res is going to be bait or something like that, and it works a treat for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, just that narrow pathway, always so risky to peek out of. They're on the elbow of A site. Really Trailblazer used on that side of the map. Meanwhile, B site, a lot of space given up on Garage. Draws out the early Paranoia on top of the slow orb, so Sentinels getting a little bit more value than they normally have at this point in the round. Wall also being broken. And only 2 rifles to try to initiate this attack.
Checking, just saw one player up there. I think he just might have gotten a glimpse of Nats.
Yeah, but look at all this movement from Team Liquid. They've already surrounded Sentinels. I mean, they gave up mid and said, well, now you're going to be trapped in the middle of the map. I mean, Sewers has been given up, so has Ramen. And Sentinels, they have no way of identifying this. Sure, you can guess, but at that point, there's just so many angles you have to cover. Now Team Liquid quick on the tail. This is going to be a couple beats faster than Sentinels would have bargained for. We don't see them coming back around to get the swing. Oh, the nice shot onto John QT as he tries to hop around the pillar. Now Zekken has an idea. He's just going to hold this close angle. He finds one target, repositions on the rafters. Team Liquid buying time for Yampi to try to go all the way around. The smoke comes out from TenZ. We'll see if that's going to stop the Sky. And Saucy also ready for the push back out from Ali as well as Sentinels. They've got a couple layers to this post plant.
Oh, TenZ.
TenZ has his crosshairs trained, but this one timing, Yampi goes for the pop flash and he will get the kill on TenZ. Can't get the spray down onto Zellsis. And the rest of the team, Zekken picking up 4 total kills as Sentinels gets yet another round.
I mean, it's just really, really interesting that Team Liquid tries this. I kind of get it because you know that the buy is going to be weak for Sentinels, and you assume that, okay, well, if we just retake control of Heaven, we're going to have the better long-range weaponry. We can do stuff like this, just make their lives a living nightmare. But these close angles held really, really well by Zekken, and that makes things all that more difficult. And, you know, with Saucy holding down the alley, keeping Nats in check, he never gets much done. Yampi's lurk is pretty well accounted for pretty quick, so the Sentinels just
On a member, and Team Liquid, they'll just have to stick to the stack on A site, hope that they have guessed correctly, which it does not look like will come to fruition.
John QT here should be getting the read on at least one player potentially from that camera if he had checked it. He's barely going to win that fight against Enzo.
Yeah, and I think that opens up the site entirely. The death on Mail, no follow-up trades there. John QT still watching his back. The trap wire now set up for the potential flank, and we'll see if Team Liquid commits to it or not. Just trying to clear out mid for the time being, see if John QT is still lurking around. Either way, weapon rate not in their favor. Now you kind of have to hope that Yampi hits some miraculous shots with the Marshall. He's oftentimes good for at least one, but can he get 2 or 3? Which is the number they're going to need. Tries to get the shot into Zekken, misses. He's just waiting for these trades to peak out. And Sentinels, as soon as they get the spike plant down, they've always been so static against the retakes here, making sure that they don't peek out one by one. Saucy hiding out after getting a scratch through the box. At Team Liquid, the idea is clear. They just want to keep them trapped in here, to die to the spike, take away some of these weapons, maybe get a couple free kills, but it's going to be Zekken with another. He's trying for the third, and he will get it. Catching up 5-6.
Yeah, just flawless for Sentinels.